All right, really good game news today for me. Finally, the Anacrusis. We have what are calling the candidate up in our beta. So if you own the Anacrusis, what you do is you go. It's got to be on Steam only. Steam only. You go into the betas and you put in "We Be Testing" in here, camel cased, and each first letter capitalized, and you can get access to that and play it. And it's got a whole bunch of new stuff. Everything's a bug. If you think it's a bug, it's a bug. We're fixing everything. We're fixing even long-standing things we fixed for this update. Con working on it has just been amazing. Done a ton of work. We had a bunch of momentum, and it's my fault that we stalled out. So we had the build servers kind of had the problem I talked about last week. Got that settled out, and so then I'm going to get a little wonky here if you would like. Well, I don't hear about making games and how the sausages are made. But just to say, it's available now. If you don't own it, it's only $10. Maybe we'll put it on sale for the release of this, but come on, it's $10. Do me a solid. But okay, so what happened was we got the build server finally going, right? Awesome. We lost one of the clients in the swarm. So the reason you use a build server is, besides making sure that it's like a generic build with none of your personal settings in it, is you have multiple agents running to build the game, because it takes a while, right? You're rebuilding executables, you're rebuilding lighting, you're doing all of this stuff. Possibly. And so with this, we have multiple agents. We lost one of them. Stuff's been up and down in that closet for a little bit. I got to fix that. That'll be a weekend project. Yeah. All right. Okay. But so we had the daily playtest build, right? And that's where we're putting all the slop in and testing it. But now we're going into what we call the candidate build. And that build, we want to be like, this is what's really going to ship. It's going to stop putting debug information on the screen. It's going to show us what the real performance is going to be like a whole bunch of stuff, right? So we do that build, and that's in the staging branch. So we have source control, right? So we have the daily playtest branch, and we have the staging branch. The staging branch is sacred. Nothing is allowed to go in there that we're not sure that we want the public to see and interact with. So we've done a bunch of testing. We're good for it. We move it to staging. There was something wrong with the way integration was working with staging. And it took us 2 days to solve the problem. Big shout out to Val for the help. But we could not, it's this whole process of, you think it's working, you think it's set, you kick off a build, it's not right, or you kick off an integration and it's not right, and you have to do all the work. It took forever. It took 2 days. I was working up till 2, 3 a.m. And man, I was thinking about it. 20 years ago, I was doing that on the Left 4 Deads and stuff, or almost 20 years ago. I had a lot more energy back then. Even being at home, it was just like, my body. So doing that 2 days in a row. But I wanted to get it done, so we had it for this weekend so we can start testing, because now we're at the point of testing where you're not just testing the new stuff, you're testing everything. Did we break anything in the game? We changed a whole bunch of stuff. 388 files were touched, which some of those do a ton of stuff, right? So really it's 2 files do everything and everything else is extra. And then it's not even including all the stuff that Con has done in the workshop that connects into this, because we made it so that you can have workshop creatures, you can have workshop weapons, all kinds of stuff, right? And I think he's working on the the wiki for the modding. If you want to mod, let me know, because we can't put it up in the Epic store right now, because we're in an argument with Epic. We're never going to win, so we're just going to... Making games is exhausting. All right, and it's nothing bad about Epic. I like them. We have a difference of opinion of where the pain should exist in a process. Okay, so we are now good. We are out there. We are testing this. We had this theory of maybe we should release it in chunks and test it, but then the problem would be is we wouldn't be able to react to the feedback we're getting and fix the bugs, because we're like, we fixed that bug in the future. So instead, we're just going to release the whole thing at once and then do another update after that, some stuff, right? Because part of this always is you got to think the marketing angle of it. It used to be you do one big giant update and you put everything on there because you get everyone centered around that. But the problem is we're small and tiny and no one's heard of us and we're already a year out. And so the excitement around it's a little less. And so I thought, maybe if we do multiple to show that, if you're in our Discord, you've seen all the updates, you know all the work that's being done. But if you're not, you haven't been privy to that and you haven't seen that. And so we wanted to expose that. But artificially exposing it is also a dishonest conversation with the community, and I'd rather have a smaller community and have honest conversations with them than a dishonest one. Not to say marketing is dishonest, but framing of stuff is often, thinking very thoughtful about. Man, this beard, I got to trim it. It's putting a lot of weight on my face. But so that's where we are. I am actually tired today, but happy. We're going to play test today at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Like the official playtest and the stream and all of that. And we capture the stream and we do it on Google now instead of Twitch because the VODs just stay longer and that way we can look at them later and see if there's something. This is not the final build yet. We'll probably make some changes here, but they'll be very small. And we'll be very careful about them. We'll see. But would love some feedback. Would love some insight. If you're a first-time player looking at it, I looked at some of the negative reviews recently. And a bunch positive, right? Or mostly positive. But one of the negative reviews just breaks my heart. Oh, and that's the French translation of the game. And we had, when we went to go launch, we had spent a bunch of money on getting it translated for real, using a translation company, which is the same as their QA company, and they screwed us. I knew they were screwing us when it was getting near delivery and no one had asked me a question. Because often you need the context. You need a context for different words, especially when there's space, right? No questions. It came out, and it was just a disaster. It sucked. Negative reviews from start. A Canadian company, Plastic Fern. I'm just going to call them out because it was just so horrible. And it was just like, what are we going to do to fix it? No, you. And so then every translation after that I've actually done by hand and gone through so I have the context of it. And I like French, German, Italian, like the romance, I can kind of Spanish. I'm trying to learn Spanish now for real. But like Duolingo's a horrible app. I know that's not the way to learn it, but I was just like, refresh myself. And instantly it's like, Joe Bob is following you. I don't want anyone following me learning a language. That's just creepy. All right, but enough of that. But so, yeah, I don't know what we're going to do about that. I don't know. That depresses me, though. I may revisit some of the translation stuff for this update or just may leave it broken. Because almost it's easier just to leave it broken in the English one, which sucks because a lot of Germans play our game and I feel bad. But so yeah, that's where we are. And I had to end it in a downer. I couldn't end it in a positive because I am positive today. I'm excited. I took a couple days to get that up and right, and then when you hit it, you play, and it's all smooth and nice, and all the features, and oh my god. So one of the things is, it used to just tell you that you were playing like co-op and the skill level, but no one knew to click on that button. It's all these settings are behind that button, and so now we just say to click on that button. But now I missed that other thing, so we got to figure that one out. I'd love feedback on that piece. Because there's so much stuff added that you just have no idea. And man, if you just want to play the game, if you want to play the game solo, you can play the game solo. Go play episode 5 and put Matic compilers on extreme and special weapons. And like, you can put it hard. It's just super fun and crazy and wacky. And yeah, actually, some of the AI and the characters got fixed. So they rescue you better with dealing with grabbers. So yeah, there's so much in here. I'm gonna be spending the rest of the time before release, well, trying to figure out how to market this. Any suggestions, welcome, especially if you're still sticking around. And then writing up the release notes, because the release notes are gonna be just gigantic. It's exciting though. I'm excited. I mean, I'm excited. Just had a good black bean lunch, mashed potatoes with butter, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So check it out if you haven't. It's links in my bio. It's the Anacrusis. If you want to be part of the testing in our Discord, we're discord.gg/StrayBombay. I should have set all of this stuff up front. I didn't. I am bad at this. Hi.